right, so y'all know it's been really hot this summer, and you know, you tint the windows in the camper. You've got two 15 BTU air conditioners. We've tinted the windows. Everything's done that we can do to keep it as cool as we can. But it's been 104, 105 degrees this summer. You know, and you try to tell the kids, keep the doors closed, but that just doesn't happen. You know, you make it 65 at night, get really cold in the morning so that you can carry it through the day. The only answer is we need to add an air conditioner. So I am not a professional. You need to check your amp loads, make sure you disconnect your power, all those good things. But you need about a 14 by 14 hole cut in the roof right here. So we're going to show you how to do that today. Get your chainsaw, fire it up. All right, y'all, so really don't use a chainsaw. You know, what we're going to talk about today in this video is how much power 3 AC units takes from your camper. We're going to show you running 1, 2, and 3. I do have soft starts in the front too. I'm going to install a soft start in the third one. It's just not in there yet. But we have plenty of power to spare in this camper, and some of the reasons is I installed the instant hot water heater that's gas, so I don't have the electric hot water heater. I also don't use the washer and dryer hookup in here. So for the 50 amp service and what I have the Victron inverter, and I'll show you all that. It also assists in power if needed, which we shouldn't even do that. We're gonna run a test on straight through and show you the amp load. Now, to basically talk about my camper, I have the two 15,000 BTU air conditioners, and works really good for all the space that you see. The bedroom up top and our living room area, all that's great. Now, when it comes to a toy hauler, a lot of people don't use the toy hauler space for, you know, living or whatever. But for me, my kids, actually, when we go to a campsite, we put them back there, and a lot of times it's 15 degrees hotter or 15 degrees colder, which is one of the reasons I got the heat pump air conditioner for the back. And so it does cool down at night. It, you know, it does pretty decent, and it does, you know, winter it gets a little cold back here, and so we've got a little tower deal little tower heater that we use. Rather not do that, rather use the heat pump. And then I'm going to show you the reason. If you look, those two vents are the only two vents back here for this whole 16-foot garage. And then that is the only heater vent for this whole space back here. And so that's why we're gonna put an air conditioner in. A lot of these campers will automatically have one of those little, you know, things, the vents that you can open. And if you already have that, it gets real easy because those are generally already framed in, and you can just remove that and install your air conditioner. This one did not have any of that. So I basically had to find the studs, cut it, and that's what this video is gonna show you. How I prepped all that, got all that ready, and how I ran the wire and all those good things. All right, so before I get too far into this, I kind of wanted to show y'all. Basically, you've got 3 lights up here. I measured in between the lights, and this one was actually not in the center, as you can see. And then I could kind of feel up here and push on the wood, and I found that I have 2 studs that are 14 apart. Now, they covered it up in this RV. It's not prefab, so I'm gonna have to block that out. I've got some lumber, we're gonna do that. But I just wanted to show y'all why I'm doing this. The hole's generally 14, but you make it about 14 1/4. You wanna give a little bit more room down here. And so you can see I just took a roto-zip there, roto-zipped it here. That way it stayed in line with these. And I got lucky, and these were actually 14 apart perfectly in here, the studs. So check for wires. You know, I cut a little bit out, made sure there's no wires, felt around. And then now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get the jigsaw, I'm gonna cut these 2 out. We'll have a nice 14 by 14 square. And we'll be right back to videoing. Okay, so I cut me 2 boards. These are 14 1/4, and I stripped a little bit off of them. I think I did 5 1/4 in height, because that's my height that I have here to work with. And then what I'm gonna do is I've got these brackets. You get these from Home Depot, got the wood from Home Depot too. These are just brace brackets. I'm gonna put them on the edge, put some screws in them, and then we're gonna put them in and then attach them so that they're attached on both sides. All right, so you can see we got all our braces in, got all the screws in. So the next step is we're gonna have to find those corners. So what I'm gonna use to do that, I've got a long drill bit. We're gonna go straight up through here and drill into the ceiling in each corner. That'll tell us where we've got a cut in the roof, and then we'll get up on top and make our cut. Okay, what you can see me doing here is I'm going from hole to hole. I'm basically cutting triangles. And what we're gonna do peeling this up, and then once we get this cut out, we can use this to fold down. You don't want to go past where your air is, but you just want to get right outside of that. Same thing here. Peel this one up. Get to cutting. Okay, so you can see I've ran the power wire, just drilled a hole up in there, and then where I took this camper vinyl from the roof, I stapled it down, kind of pulled it tight. That's going to keep it in there, just keep it from peeling up. And now I've got to seal this off. So I used some little board that I cut out of the ceiling here to kind of close that in a little bit, and then I'm going to full tape all this off and get it all closed in, and then this part should be ready for the air conditioner. Oh, and the next part that I did, as you can see, of course I had to run this wire. You're not gonna get it to the roof, so right there on my Happy Jack beds, went through the ceiling over there, ran a piece of black pan to it, all the way down to the floor, and just drilled out and went through the floor there. I'm gonna put a small piece there and an L so you won't see that. Okay, so as you can see, we've got it all sealed off, taped off, got our power wire up there. We're properly prepped, just waiting on the AC. I cleaned the ceiling up top too, where the gasket's gonna go, got all that ready. Now I gotta go outside the camper and run the power down the frame and get it tied in. Okay, so we've got the wire ran all the way down the frame, tied up. The next step, gotta loosen up this batter board right here. We have to get access to our breaker panel in the back. Got all that done. We've got the wire ran. It comes up under here. We pull that board out. We can get to it from the back side. Now we just need to make sure that everything is dead in the breaker box. I've turned my inverter off and I've got the power disconnected. First thing we're gonna do, one of these is definitely your friend. If you don't have one, pick one up. I'm not sponsored by them, but these little voltage pins are great. They let you know that the power is off. So let's check that real quick. And then I don't have the washer and dryer. I'm never gonna use that in here. There's a 20 amp breaker in here, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the 20 amp breaker for the washer and dryer. That's where we're gonna hook up this air conditioner. Okay, now got the SO cord pulled in here. I'm gonna need about that much wire, so I'm use my cable cutters, get this cut, strip back, and go from there. Okay, so we're wired up, got the panel back together. You can see we relabeled that for the third AC. And if you look at these panels, one of the things to look for is you can see what's on one leg of your 110 and the other leg. You kind of want to balance those, okay? And so it's like I talked about in the beginning of the video on mine right here. We have the AC and the fireplace. We're never going to really run those two at the same time. Okay, we have the GFIs, which is in the camper around the sink and bathroom. We have one for the generator, and then we have the microwave. So basically on this set, we're running the AC and the microwave on this leg. Okay, and then you come over here to this side. We do have the second, third AC on this side, but we don't have a washer and dryer. We're not using that. The water heater, I've removed that, so that actually takes the load of this third air conditioner. So the water heater is gone. The other thing that I don't use in here is my converter, my internal converter, because I have the Victron and it does all the battery charging and the power management. So I don't ever have to worry about pulling more than 48 amps if I set it for that. So anyway, refrigerator, third AC, second AC. And my refrigerator, actually, this is a dead socket behind it because mine is 12 volts, so it does not use 110 power. So again, all I have is these two air conditioners on this leg, and then over here, again, AC and fireplace and the microwave. So anyway, just want to make sure you balance those out the best you can. You definitely wouldn't want to have an AC, microwave, and another AC on this side, so just be careful of that. Now, one of the reasons I ordered this unit was a 15 non-ducted, and because I don't have any ductwork back there, and it gets real simple. It's got a remote, it's got a digital deal in the grill, and so I don't have to run 12 volt, I don't have to run thermostat wire. Basically, you just hook the 110 up to the air, you drop it in, and it comes out of the grill. It's a very simple setup. If you've got a ducted system you're trying to tie in, that's going to be different, but you need to specify whether you want ducted or non-ducted, and then you can also, I ordered Recpro because it had the digital deal and it had a remote. A lot of those you can get that have the buttons on the panel, And if you order those, that's fine too, but I have a tall ceiling, so that doesn't work for me to be able to turn the knob. So up to you on what you want to order there. Just need to specify that. And let's get back to the video. Okay, so FedEx just showed up. We got 3 boxes from Recpro. This one, sorry, I'm gonna try to hold this and open it at the same time. This one was USPS, and I think this is just the longer bolts if you have the thick roof. So if it's over like 5.5 inches, that's exactly what that is. It's just longer bolts to get the air conditioner bolted up. We got that one. Get back to the second box here, which I think is the vent. Okay, sorry about that. We got the second box open now. And this is a vent for your non-ducted system. I think these air conditioners might be the same. Whether you get ducted or non-ducted depends on what vent you get. So let me put this inside and we'll open the third box with the air conditioner. Okay, I got it on a piece of cardboard so I can slide it onto the roof. And if you look, our gasket is already installed for us. So let's get this lifted up and get it on the roof. Okay, so you can see we used a tractor to get it up here. Used a piece of cardboard to slide it up there, get it pretty close into place. Just being real careful not to drag the gasket. And got it squared up. We're gonna go inside. Let's take a look. All right, y'all. This thing is a Cadillac, putting out lots of nice air. Got the remote mounted, having the heat pump built in back here. This space feels amazing. It's over 100 degrees outside right now. I literally just turned this on and the space feels great. So anyway, just wanted to tell you, if you're gonna put 3 units in, you know, if you power management, I'm not gonna be able to run the microwave with all these on with the generator. You know, if I'm plugged into landline and I put a soft start in this back one, it's definitely gonna help. You know, maybe consider a 13.5 BTU if power is an issue for you, if you think you're already pushing your limits. And then also consider putting in an instant hot water heater, getting rid of the electric part. That will save you about 1,500 watts. But anyway, I did notice when I kicked the compressor on this one, it kicked up to 1,800 because it does not have a soft start, but it averaged about 1,520, and that's about what these other ones are averaging as far as amp pull. And if you want to look real quick, I'll show you. You can see those numbers. We're pulling about 5,000 watts right now off my genset, and it's a 5,500 watt. It's pretty much maxed out pulling this load right now. So, you know, I've got a couple lights on, but you're not going to be able to really do a lot more than what you're doing. So I might have to shut an air conditioner off. If I'm plugged into the LAN, you know, a 50 amp on the RV park, then I also have the additional power of the inverter to help assist. So it's not going to matter if I'm plugged into 50 amp, you know, because that's a 50 amp 240. But on the setup that I have now, that's kind of where it is. So anyway, 3 air conditioners, feels great in here. I don't think I've ever seen this camper cool down this fast with it being 100 degrees outside. So definitely a good upgrade for me. If it works for you, if the video helped you, please hit that like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next video.